Hello everyone, and welcome to another News Coolin video and another plug side chat. In this video, I just wanted to quickly talk about something that appears to me to be happening. It looks like GM might be restricting the number of Bolt EVs that it's selling in the United States, at least short term. So a couple of things are going on right now, and one of them is GM is right behind Tesla in terms of hitting the federal tax credit for electric vehicle phase out. So some people aren't quite sure how that works out, but essentially what happens is the fiscal quarter that you trigger your 200,000 qualifying vehicle sale or delivery in the United States, that's when it triggers this phase out. So you get all of that quarter where you sustain the maximum $7,500 federal tax credit, and then you get the following quarter, and then after that you get partial credits. Well, it looks to me as though GM is sort of metering out the way they're releasing their Bolt EVs, and I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. So we'll probably be able to see for sure with the quarterly report that's going to come out for the Q2 sales for both the Volt and the Bolt EV. Either way, at this point, it looks like GM really only has about 18,000 spots left before it hits that 200,000 sale. And so if they limit the Bolt EV and the Volt sales to an average of about 1,500 units each per month, what's going to end up happening is that trigger won't occur until after January 1st, 2019. And this could be a very smart strategic move for GM in terms of extending its credit. Companies like Hyundai and Kia that are going to be releasing competing vehicles with the Bolt EV in the same segment, they still have close to 90% of their available credits left. Nissan is past the 50% point, but again, when they release a 60 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf that will more directly compete with the Bolt EV, they're still going to have at least probably a year of sales before they even trigger the federal tax credit phase out. So it puts GM in an awkward spot where they're coming out with a bunch of electric vehicles in the next few years, several just in the next year or so. And for them to stay competitive with those vehicles, they're at least going to have some sort of a credit or a partial credit. And the good thing is, though, and this is why I don't want to get too down on GM if this is their strategy, is they're still maintaining production. They're just supplying the markets where it doesn't affect that federal tax credit phase out. So we just received word basically that in Korea, the Bolt EV is, I believe it was GM's third best selling vehicle, nearly outselling the estimates for Bolt EV deliveries in the United States, or coming very close to what the estimates are. So they're definitely targeting the Korean market. And Mary Barra also released recently that they're gearing up for a large increase in Bolt EV production in Q4 of this year. So all of these things to me are aligning to say that, GM is sort of sandbagging a little bit. They're holding back domestic deliveries, and I think their way of doing that is just simply not incentivizing them. So don't expect a whole lot of deals on Bolt EVs or on Volts for the remaining 6 months of this year. You're probably not going to see a lot of discounts, a lot of factory rebates, or anything else. Basically, expect to have to pay full price or pretty close to it, would be my guess, until the end of the year. And like I said, as long as they're sending the excess production to Korea and to Norway and to some of these other foreign countries, foreign markets, Canada, hopefully they prioritize Canada as well. But I'm fine with it. I mean, it's still more electric vehicles on the road. just not necessarily in the domestic market. And it's really going to help out uh, U.S. buyers starting in 2019, because it's really going to suck if, Q2 of 2019, GM finally starts selling a really compelling electric vehicle that's different than the Bolt EV, but that fits your needs, and you're gonna have to settle for less of a federal tax credit. That really sucks for the buyer. So I'm hoping this is what's actually going on, and this is all just sort of a strong strategic play by GM to try and extend the tax credits out as far as they can, right? So I'm thinking we might not see that 200,000 electric vehicle sold by GM until January of 2019. And now that I see the other pieces that are in place, I'm kind of hoping that's the case, because maybe they can end up doing something similar to what it looks like Tesla is trying to do right now. Tesla, if they deliver even 6,000 Model 3s this month, they trigger that tax credit early. So hopefully they're smart and they don't trigger it until Q3 of 2018, which starts in July. And then that way, Tesla should be able to just open the floodgates in terms of the domestic market and produce hopefully over 100% capacity, because they're going to need going to only have two fiscal quarters where their buyers are going to be able to get that full tax credit. Hopefully that's the play. And then pretty much like I said, the next in line is Nissan, but they're so far out that they really don't have to worry about it. I would love to see the federal tax credit replaced with something that, one, benefits Tesla and GM for committing as early as they did to plug-in vehicles, and promoting them enough to the point that they hit 200,000 sales so far ahead of everybody else. And then again, a credit that's less regressive and benefits lower income buyers equally. I would love to see a revision to it, but I think what we're going to see is just a phase out, just assuming that everything stays the same, all things being equal. I think this is a strong strategic move by GM, and they can pull it off, and hopefully Tesla can pull it off. It's going to extend these credits as long as possible for a lot of different buyers. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. If you think this is a strong move, if you think there's something else that I missed that's going on that I didn't see, some other indicator, but strong sales in Korea, still continuing to move to Europe. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and even if it means sacrificing some domestic sales short term, if it means a longer overall benefit to customers, I'm all for it. But anyway, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.